Hello everybody and welcome to Rovello. Here there's Filippo Burresi.
Sam Clark.
I'm Sam Clark, yes indeed. We are here together to present you the final of the European Silver Cup. Both teams won their respective group, as you play as well with... Which team you play again?
I play for Headingley Outlaws from the UK.
And you play with as well Unet Caronno Spartans, which are a really good team, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, definitely. Absolutely, definitely.
As we said, Caronno won all the games and won the semi-final with Lausanne Olympique. Instead, Rovello Sgavisc won all the game and won as well in the semi-final with Valderrue Flyers. And I will see from the two Italian teams who will win the European Silver Cup. See you again in a bit for the final match. Here from upstairs, the crowd is really hot. What do you think will be the key for the winning team, Sam?
Today and the other days of the tournament, I've seen a lot of really amazing push and power shots. So I think it's going to be a big emphasis on the defence to try and get around the D and mark those slip shots, because there's definitely some plays in here that can get that down the line every single time, and it's going to be hard to try and cover those.
Of course, just to remind you, in the UK we say for the area defense, you say the D for say the area in front of the frame. As now we hear a little bit shouting for both teams. We hear before Rovello. Now it's time for Caronno. As you see, both teams are really concentrated. As you say, the shoot is really important, but now I think it's time for Caronno for their shouts. As you can hear, both teams are really on fire, looking for this match. Both teams, as you said, probably a little short, but anyway as well, the zero grade shoot is really, really important. We saw during the game a lot of teams trying to do, a lot of teams looking to, and defensive is really important as well. As we're talking before in Italian commentary, the third, fourth place match. How is important the defense? How the wings are really important to defend the 0 degree. During the week we saw a lot of teams playing different ways. What do you think is the best thing? Is a mix, is a powerful shot, is a 0 degree? In the meantime, they are going to start with a good defense, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely starting with a good defense. There's no point having a team that can score lots of points if you're not going to be able to catch. I think the saying the best offense is a good defense rings true. If you've got a good defense and you can shut down some of the key players, you're going to have so much more chance of building those points up.
As you can see now, the first point after a minute and a half of the match, with a good 0 degree or 30 degree, by the way, by the right wings. Now a good shot from the center is a good thing to say that the Rovello tried to make sometimes the defender start the passing point and is going to shoot instead. Try to make the defense out of nowhere, like what's going on, why is happening this? And what I saw as well from the Italian teams, as with this team as well, they are trying a lot of time to change instead now, which is a good point, the 2-1, good shot. Well, let's say they're trying to move the ball frame to frame. What is something you don't see too much in an older championship? Maybe you can say something more inside of the UK scene.
Something we see more in the UK. There's definitely now more trying to move the ball around and create those gaps. Every time we come to these competitions, we learn more and more. We see things and we try and replicate that back at home. Moving the ball from end to end and making those gaps is something that we really try and work on. the position of having a pivot or a centre player has kind of died out across the rest of Europe, and most British teams have now started to adopt that, and I think it's a really good change for the sport.
As we can see as well, the 1-3-1 is something. Sorry, the 3-1-3 is something you see less and less.
Yes.
As you can see as well, a good shoot from under 11. Who we need to say, I commentate as well both the games for Rovello. He's amazing. He has a variety of shoot, really big. How is important for a wings? How you are as well. You're a wings playing for Headingley to have a variety of shoot.
Yeah. So starting off. Tchoukball is definitely one of those short sports where if you want to be a shooter, you can't just be a shooter, you need to be a defender, and the same thing goes for defenders. Defenders these days need to be able to have a range of shots so that they can confuse the defence and maybe come in on the first shot and get them to move around and make those gaps. Because with those gaps, as we've just seen, you're going to make gaps for the shooters and you're making life easier for yourself if you can get those gaps formed.
Now we can see Has was a changing from the defense. The three side, they are playing with the left wings, the young one, instead on the opposite side, number 2, which is more defensive player, starting to go to the opposite side, trying to stop number 11. In the meantime, as we saw, another 0 degree is score a point for Caronno, who is now 1 point up after 5 minutes of game, more or less, as we saw. After point by point, now we see as we go into number 11, change as well.
Fantastic shot, fantastic shot.
As I saw, trying to swap time by time to trying to make the adjustment as well. As you see now the shoot, trying to go and make the score number 2 on the left side. Instead, was calling, I think was landing. Was calling landing. How do you think about landing in Europe? I mean, I know, for example, I have the opportunity to play in Dominic Fox, and I was more landing guy than nothing because they call a lot.
Yes.
What's your opinion about landing as well? Is it your first European international competition as a club or?
As a club, yes, but I used to play for another team, Bury Kings.
Okay.
So I played on a few, and I was also with the UK under-18s team back in Czech Republic. Landing, yeah, I would say there are definitely some rule differences between the UK and the rest of Europe. We don't have the rule about swabbing off players in the middle. But landing, I feel like maybe we are more scrutinous on that. We do pick up landings more, but yeah, I don't know. It's hard. There are some shooters definitely where it's very hard to see whether they land or not, because as a referee, it's very hard to keep an eye on so many things at once. You've got to be looking at the feet and the hand and the steps, and it's easy to lose count and it's easy to not see that. So it's a forgivable thing if the referee doesn't pick it up. But it's a hard one to call for a referee. I think it's a hard foul to call.
And what do you think? Is much better to call when you are in doubt, or is it better to not call when you're in doubt? I mean, if you're like, I don't know, I think so, but I'm not sure. You would like to call it or not?
I wouldn't call it personally myself because I'm not the best referee in the world. And I think that a lot of people who I've spoken to agree that they prefer the gameplay, the flow to carry on, instead of having a kind of stop-start routine with the game. Just letting it flow, letting it continue on, and having that nice gameplay without any breaks is better.
In the meantime, as you can see from the score, ladies and gentlemen, 8-7, Rovello Sgavisc took the upwards in this match. A good defense from the left wingers, who tried to stop number 99, and number 23 tried to move to the other player, but was too long the pass, and as well too near the area, so was calling the fall. And now Caronno had the possibility to draw the game. Really important this point, as we can see, try to move on the opposite side, and now it's coming number 11 with a long shot. Call the touch of the D, as you say in the UK, and now it's going another time the fall for Rovello Sgavisc, who can try to move to the opposite side. Let's see number 23, another of the big fire hands for Rovello, but they try to move on the ball, which is really important, by the way, try to make all the players well shoot, as because you can try to make the other team confusion. In these first minutes, as you can see, what is your opinion of the match? I mean, what you think we need to see more or see less?
I think the teams here have absolutely deserved to be in this final. I've seen both of them work so hard over the past 2 days to get to this point, and they're very well balanced teams. but there's a few little mistakes like the foot on line that we just saw, that if they can clean up those mistakes and get some of the more points in, maybe one team's going to be able to pull ahead. But it just depends on what team is able to kind of keep their head, keep their cool, and play their level of Tchoukball, and not let the score get to them. You kind of got to forget about it and just think, we're going to do our thing and we're going to score our points our way.
And as we can see as well, both teams are really young teams, because as you think about it, Caronno, their best player by the way, are all new to the national, to the senior way, to the senior, and as well are under 18, so are really young players. So as you said, mentally is the best things, because if you think about the game, don't think about the score, and try to move on, play your best Tchoukball, can make you the win, by the way. And I think as well, if you have a good mental standings, you can as well try to change something, as you can see right now. Lovely shoot. And because as you can see, Caronno had the downwards, and Rovello took the lead for 2 points now. Number 11 is really great play, as you can see now. The shoot is fantastic. You have a variety time of play. But as I said as well, front, as well in the European Championship, I had the opportunity to commentate as well the finals of the men. It's not just him is make a good shoot, but all the team has a defensive way and offensive way is making something really important. For you, Sam, it's much more important to have one best player, I mean the best in the world, or have 7 all-around player, by the way.
It's definitely better to have the whole team leveled out. If you've got one very good player, that's great, but you can't keep using them. You're going to tire them out, and the defense is going to pick on it, and they're going to close up on that gap, and they're going to catch it. You need to have the range of shooters so that you can swap people out, move things about, keep things fresh in the game. Because if you're relying on one person and that shot gets shut down and the defense start getting to it, that's your whole game plan gone. So it's really great to see teams that are developing new players and not just saying, oh, we've got a really good team, so that's it, we're set. They're developing new players and they're getting people in because they know that they need to doing it. I was speaking to one of the drivers here earlier, and he said that the Italian under-18 team had 25 boys in it, and I just thought that's amazing. It's so good to see so many young people getting in and developing into the teams.
How is going in the UK? How is working the national team, by the way?
How is working in the national?
I mean, for example, how many people can go into the training facilities? How much you train? How many times you meet each other? How is going on? For example, you share as well your point of view. If you're thinking about, you will meet them in the National League as well.
So the training for the amount of training time that teams get in the UK varies. There are 2 teams that are going to EWC this year, Bury Kings and Guildford. They train twice a week, I think. And other teams train once a week or maybe once every 2 weeks, and it does show the reflection in training. But it's hard for people to get to training and stuff, and they try and make that commitment. The UK team, we have trials at the beginning of every year, and everyone is welcome to come to those trials, and then there's a shortlist made, and those people carry on to become the men's team, the women's team, and the UK men's development team. And there's a real emphasis on trying to get more people in. We're always wanting people to come and try out and improve and things, because even if you come to the training sessions and you're not going to become the best player, and you're not going to make the UK squad that year, you're going to learn so much from training with those people. So it's really good to see people come in and to get people coming in.
As you can see now from the score point in the meantime, we're talking about as well all around Tchoukball, because of course the match is very important, but as well know about what's happening around the Tchoukball promotion as well, and all around these things, all around as well. To the known of outside for range border Tchoukball is really important. Now is a 16-11 with Caronno took the downgrade, not the downgrade, but I would say they took the hit from Rovello Sgavisc, and as well, what is more important is how Rovello really looking to play really passionately, really they change the side, they try to make Caronno run and lose the possibility to know much better. And as well, a good defense, as you can see right now, is really, really important. Now it's going 3 pass, so they call the 3 pass. Really interesting, and there was a really good call. Maybe they saw the defense try to move that way. Yeah, and wow, what an amazing shot in the meantime doesn't get the catch the first line.
I think the reason that they pulled ahead is because the defence have learned, they've seen where those shots are coming in, and they're saying to themselves that this person is scoring a lot of points, so we need to close up on that gap, get the defence nice and tight, and they've done that. They successfully, as we've just seen, they've got 3 people squeezing up on that shot, and they managed to get it up, and now that he's not scoring as many points. So it's a defence that can learn, I think is the reason why they pulled ahead.
And now, as you can see, a good defense from Rovello. It's a good point for Rovello as well. They transform the defense in offense, as you said before, Sam. And as well, most important things is how they are going to do. Now, number 99 is so was the hard to try to shoot a 30 degree. So he tried to do the 0, but unfortunately he doesn't get the frame, and so he got the given points. Right now, Rovello tried to push upwards. What do you think regarding, as you can see right now, 19-12, what Caronno need to do?
What do they need to do? What, in order to...
In order to, regain the draw and maybe win that game as well.
Have they made any substitutions yet? Maybe they need to change over the players around. Maybe there's some people who can get through those gaps better than other players. I'm not sure. I think definitely the defence are starting to pick up on the shots that they're getting, and they just need to play their own game. They've now got 4 shooters on that one shot who are all squeezing up. I don't know whether he has the range, but maybe if he's got a square shot that's coming off, kind of just switch it up, change it around to get some more points in through there.
Now as we can see him move the ball, number 23 can shoot a 100-degree amazing shoot!
Perfect, absolutely perfect shot. You can see there that he's run up and he's seen where the defence is, and he's just moved his arms and made those adjustments, and he's got the ball just on her right knee, and she had no hope of catching it.
Oh! We saw a good shoot, but we saw as well a good defense. Now number 11 can try to shoot, and he got the points!
So those turnovers, they're catching the ball, they're calming down, they're smart, they stand up, they look who's free, and they just play the ball nice and simple. They're not doing anything massively amazing, or, well, no, not amazing, they are being amazing. They're not doing anything complicated, they're just playing simple Tchoukball really, really well.
And as well, as you can see, they try to move the ball, they try to make it right. It doesn't go straight away for the counter-attack. Going up, looking around if there was someone, and so after that, the defense on the opposite side was not in a good point. And afterwards, what he did, he passed it really simple. He tried to make number 11 a good position to make the score. Now, what we can see is a good 0 line. No, he out of court as well. So now we can see what they can do. They try to move the ball again. He doesn't know because maybe wasn't really online now. Number 23 passed the ball. Maybe he can do something. He tried to 90 degree. Good second line.
Good second line.
The number 19 can try to shoot.
Yeah, even though they've got 4 shooters on there, he's still got the ability to get that ball through. That really is an amazing shot. Really amazing shot, and you can just tell that he's trained so hard to get there.
And we can see as well in the end of the first period, maybe we can see some other beautiful things. We saw the point. They decided to make the point. It's really the time for this player to take it out. Number 99, number 11. No, there's no points. In the meantime, 20-14 for Sgavisc. For me, Sam is a bit of break time. We see you in a bit. Welcome. Oh, just the shout. Sorry. We hear now the shout from Caronno, and we're back again. Here we go again. Filippo Burresi.
Sam Clark.
We're here back again to commentate the second period of this amazing final. Okay, Sam, now it's your time to talk a lot. What you want to see from both teams, for Rovello to take more lead and win the game, and for Caronno to get back and maybe try to win the game as well.
So Caronno have changed ends by the looks of it. They've switched things up, so that's good to see. Because number 99 was struggling down this end because they put so many defenders on him. But now he's up against a free. Maybe he's going to be able to get more points through. So they're changing things up. It's good to see. There's still like so much potential in this game. So much can happen. But people have got to keep their heads and they've got to keep calm and kind of play their own game. And I'm just interested to see what develops.
And what about Rovello?
Rovello need to take control of their lead. They can't get carried away and they can't relax. Once you're in the lead, you can't relax. You've got to keep building. Got to keep building that lead. You can't get into a place where you feel like, oh yeah, we've won this now. We've won this. It's fine. They've got to really hammer it down and build that lead up if they want to keep it. Oh, fantastic shot! Yeah, the defence have switched the ball around and made those gaps for him, and Guido's just able to come in and get those shots off that he wants, and it's easy pickings for him at this point.
As we spoke before during the break, we was off the microphone. We're talking about how number 99 and number 11 are more like the two MVP, the two outstanding players. You play as well with number 11 of Rovello. What your idea of these two players in the meantime in this first period?
Guido I played against before, and number 99 I've played against in this tournament. And they're both absolutely amazing players. When you're on court with them and the shots come past, absolutely baffled as to how they pull it off. And it's so good and encouraging to see that a shot can get that good, because you see it and you take it back to training with you and you think, no, I want to be able to do that. So what do I need to do? And you develop it and you develop it and you develop it. And it's great to see players who have honed that shot and they've kind of got that one shot that they've absolutely mastered. And there's another one there. He's put it in, and it's so comfortable for him. He's done it so many times, and he's absolutely mastered it.
Now, as you can see, Rovello and Caronno 24-18. We see they changed the game. Number 11 can shoot. He tried to shoot. Oh, he doesn't defend it, unfortunately.
Oh.
Maybe it was a given point. No.
Rovello called it short, but the referee stuck the point.
Yeah, and I mean, the things which is really amazed me, and as well as the teams play as well, as we see as well, a good changing as well. You see now, they shot!
Amazing defence, amazing. He's caught it and he's had a look and he's just put it straight back in there. Fantastic. And maybe now that he's got one, he's going to be able to pick up the others, and I don't know. It'll be interesting to see whether he can keep that up as a defender.
I mean, it was an amazing stop, an amazing shoot. Now maybe we see something more.
Oh,
unlucky.
And see the next shot again. Guido's just moved it. He's put that ball a couple of centimeters to his right, and he's got the ability to just move it around. So if maybe one isn't working, he can just move it around to where he wants it.
And as you can see, number 99 as well put up another point. Sam, what is your opinion regarding the substitute? I mean, as you know, Tchoukball, the substitutes are, you can get in and get out as many times you want. I mean, the bench is really important in Tchoukball, you know really well. But what is the point of a substitute, as number 21 was, to get in the game? I mean, how much is important and how much you need to think as a substitute when you need to come in the game?
Due to the fact that you're defending at both ends in Tchoukball, I think it's so important to have a team as a whole squad that is very changeable. So, if something isn't working down one end, you need to be able to make those changes so that you can get the shots in down one end, or you can close up on a defender. So having as many substitutions as you like is really good, I feel, so that teams can change what they need and what they want to suit a game. Because otherwise, you'd be stuck in a position where you wouldn't be able to change things up and you'd be stuck every ball getting the point. So yeah, I think it's a really good idea, the fact that you can have as many substitutions as you like.
As now you can see, another time, a perfect shot from number 11. He tried to move a lot the ball. I mean, and the funny part is, okay, when you do a 90 degree, you are going in some position of the body. But from 60 degree to 0, it has the same standing position. What amazed me is how it changed just with changing off the hand, changing of like how you move the ball as well to the frame.
Yeah, it's the finest movements can do it. I remember when my old coach, well, the coach who I used to play for, Ian, had a training session with fans.
No!
Oh, that was incredible.
That was unlucky. She tried, she was there. Unfortunately, no one catch the ball. Unfortunately, really.
Anyway, what I was saying is we had a training session with Coach Fang, the coach of the Taiwanese team, and he was explaining how they get 20 degrees of angle change just by moving their fingers when they're doing a push shot. So it's exactly the same shot, but they're just folding fingers down. And it's a skill that they have that we're trying to now learn, we're trying to take on board. But yeah, definitely being able to run in and have the same body position and the same hand position for shots makes it so much harder for the defence, because that's what you're reading when you're a defender. You're reading the hand and the arm, and you're trying to see where that shot's going in. So yeah, if you can sell it, you're going to get more shots off.
As you can see right now, 32-22. In the meantime, Rovello took a good lead at the moment, but you can see for both teams a good attack, a good defending. Now maybe you can see something more. A good shoot and a good point.
Another fantastic point there.
And just for a reminder as well to the people who watch right now, in the semi-final before in Rovello, one player was get injured and was get to the hospital for recognition. In the meantime, number 99 was catch. Number 42 for Rovello, David Rebazio was get in the hospital. We hope everything for the best for him. And what I think as well, Rovello is good. It's okay. Number 11 is an astonished player, really good. But what they put is really amazing. As you can see now, they defend everything, they shoot at everything. They don't have really, I mean, if number 11 would get out, you have still 7 players who really make you scared. I had the possibility to play with, as you can see now.
They're not a team who relies on one player to do all of their shooting. They really do work as a team. They share that ball around, they move it to whoever's best. Even though maybe a number 11 might be able to get that ball in every time, they'll move it to a player who's maybe got a better shooting position where the defenders aren't in, because they're moving the ball around, they're keeping the defence guessing, and they're really working as a team.
Okay, another question for you, Sam. So as well, refereeing is a really important point. There was some kind of issuing, but like talk about what they think, what they see. We're talking as well before regarding the landing point. What is your opinion regarding the referee during this tournament?
Well, the referees here are all players and volunteers, so I think there has to be a certain amount of leniency with them. Obviously, refereeing when it comes to the semi-finals and the finals does need to be more professional and more kind of, you need someone with more experience. But I think the referees in general have been very good. They've tried their absolute hardest, and they haven't kind of said, oh no, I don't want to referee because I'm not very good. Everyone's been up for it and everyone's been lenient. And I myself refereed a game, and I wasn't amazing. I was refereeing one of Caronno's games, and I wasn't amazing. And the players came up to me afterwards and they said, by the way, maybe like the rule that we use is this, and they explained it to me instead of getting angry on the pitch and saying, no, that's the wrong call. They just went with the call, and they kind of came to after me and explained and worked everything out. So it's nice that people have that understanding with the referees, that they're not going to be able to call everything correct that on the first time, but yeah, they're absolutely doing hard work to do that.
And that's a really good point, because I think as well, be positive with the referee is a good point to learn as well and more, because as well we are not there is not a really certain category of referee who just referee Tchoukball. We are all about volunteer, and as a good feedback, a good fair play will make as well the game much better. As we remember, as was as well on the first day, we're talking about in the presentation, as the chart is really important. People outside Tchoukball see the chart as a really amazing thing. Who are around the world need to think about that. UNESCO as well. So Tchoukball as one of the most important games as the chart talk.
The Tchoukball chart.
The Tchoukball chart. I mean, of course, we just for who see the first time. In the meantime, good catch and the point from the center for Caronno.
And a substitution there made as well, I think.
Number 14
for number 3, yes, has come on there. So there's they're still changing things up, even though they're in the lead. They're not getting comfortable. They're still changing things up, making the defence guessing, which is good. Maybe they're going to be able to build up on that lead.
And I was talking before, in Tchoukball you have the regular rules, which is the game, and as well a chart, which is different things upon all the sports. Maybe you play as well football or any other sports. There is no the kind of idea.
No, the community, I think the chart helps build a massive community around the sport, and it's really great to see people come together, and it's not all competitive Tchoukball play. There's a lot of social aspect, there's a lot of respect for other people, and that's stuff that the charter builds in, and it's great to see this kind of like Tchoukball family being built on the foundations that the charter lays down.
This is really, really important as well, because I think as well this kind of community is really built up every year in this international tournament. I I got the lucky, as you as well, to play in some international tournament, Silver Cup. Once I was in a national tournament in Geneva, or as well Geneva tournament, which take all the community and put in together. This tournament is really nice because you have the possibility to meet a lot of people as well, and as well you can see a good place as number 2.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. He's caught the ball and he's had a look down the court and then a look back at the defence, and he's seen that no one's there, so he's just popped it in. It's making smart decisions like that. Oh, and another absolutely amazing one from number 11 there. The defence are moving around, but there's still gaps formed, and he's able to just make those small adjustments while he's playing. There's just over 3 minutes left now, and it's 40-28. So the gap is holding, but there's not a massive lead forming. They're not pulling away as much as they were. So maybe there's going to be a comeback coming in the third. I'm not sure.
We need to see, because remember, in Tchoukball every point is possible. In a 1 minute you can score a lot of points, 4 or 5 points if you are so fast. Yeah. And as well you can see how Caronno try every time so hard to make the cut and take it as well, maybe the lead, maybe not now, because in 3 minutes 30, 10 points is quite difficult, but you can catch as well a little bit in the third. You can have the momentum to play in.
Yeah, definitely need the momentum to play, and you're right, the game can change loads. One of my earlier games today, we drew on the final third, and then we had 5 minutes extra time, and the other team came up by 5 points up, so that's a point a minute lead that they were able to build in that extra time. So the game is definitely all still to play for. This isn't over and won for Rovello. This is definitely everything still in it.
Another given point, unfortunately, for number 14, who had the right idea to try to counter-attack. Maybe he is a little bit cold, and maybe he needs a little bit more time to have the possibility to play and everything. Right now, there was a force. As you can see, the coach trying to pick it up the attention to make the momentum cut for Caronno. Maybe they can do it. Yes, a good defense right now, as you can see. Just for remind you, in this last 2 minutes, in the meantime, we see the games from 1 to all the point. A really good shots, a really good defense. The classification, the standings in the moment. Number 12 was the Austrian team, Baden Phoenix, who lose the last match with you guys for Headingley Outlaws.
Outlaws, yes.
And you won the 11th place in the end. You won a match. There was a good point. As you can see, you lose the semi-final with Ubrecht, the team from Germany, and they draw the last second, and that was a really unlucky position. You was up all the time, and the momentum is really important, because in the extra time they took the upwards and they're going to win. On the other match, as you will see in the website of the European Silver Cup, the 9th place was taken. The 10th place was taken by Ubrecht, and instead the 9th place was by Tchoukball Fusion Madrid, who won with Ubrecht in the final of your mini tournament. In the meantime, is a traveling fall for them. In the 9th place was the team from Pont de Vaux, Faucon, who lost it with Düsseldorf, who changed to Tchoukball, Beast Assels.
Yes.
In the other finals, we saw how Sgavisc, who won in the group stage, they lose with Postmodrix, your cousin, we can say team from the same country, who got the 5th place, and as well the first 3rd, 4th place finals with Lausanne, who lose for just 1-2 points with Val-de-Rue. What do you think of the standings? What is the economy of international Tchoukball with the standings?
Yeah, so the standings, there's some really closely matched teams. There's not everyone is on the same level. I mean, we're obviously not on the same level as the Italians when we come to these competitions, but it's amazing to get to play them nonetheless. And then when people get mixed together into the groups and everything, you get to play everyone, which is great. And then on the final day when we've had these playoffs, and we get to play teams that are equally matched to us from the other group. And I feel like the games, when you have them so closely matched, the spirits just get higher and the game is much better. It's the end of the second third there with 45-34 to Rovello. So I don't know how much of a lead have they built from the last third?
Oh, they 2 points more.
2 points more. So Caronno have definitely picked up the pace a bit more, and they haven't let the lead build. So maybe next time they'll be on the attack. And Rovello will have to be on the defensive as far as the whole score-wise. So be interesting to see what happens.
We see what happens in the end on the start and third. A little break for us, and we're coming back short. Okay, now just one for the shout of Caronno. We're going back to the third. Here Filippo with Sam Clark. We are going to the third, as we saw before, 45-34 for Rovello Sgavisc, who take more lead on the second third. Now is the die or nothing. What is the thing? They need really to take it, Caronno, for get the win, or maybe draw and get extra time as your games.
I think they really need to focus on who the players are that are scoring and how they can use the defenders and maybe the other shooters to get those switches in and make the gaps for them. You want to make it easy for your shooters. So they've really got to focus on what it is that they're doing that's working, and then highlight and really focus and knuckle down on those things. They've got the defence and they're moving the ball around, but the Rovello defence.
Three passes
been called. I must have bounced between the defence. So they've really got to knuckle down and focus on what they're doing right, and then emphasise on that. The chance we had earlier, I love the variation, the chance that people have at the beginning of the games. Really gets you ready for the next third. What do you think? Who do you think has the best chant for the beginning of the game?
I think Rovello just shows every time he comes inside the court with a lot of attention, a lot of possibility to make the score. Caronno are trying to build up and try to fix the issue they have during the game. But we need to see, because right now Caronno can't make Rovello be quiet, try to make their game. They need to move on and try to make something work, which is what they're trying to do right now, with number 2 make the good score right now. But what I think they need to try to shut down number 11, who make a lot of points. Right now, as you can see, Rovello makes some mistakes. They take out what I said, they was much more better on the start of the game. But I think so as well, Rovello feeling Caronno breathe on their neck, like, pay attention, we can come in really fast.
Yeah, they can come in, they can do it. They just need to keep it calm and collected and work through and make sure that they're getting those points back up. They've got the that was a possibility of an obstruction call there, I thought maybe, but no, he took the advantage of that defender being out, and he's got the ball in. It's going to be interesting to see how Caronno are able to respond to that. The crowd, as you can probably hear, are getting excited, and the chants are coming. People are excited to see the end of this game.
We can see as well the supporters are the 8th man in Tchoukball. As you know, in every sport it's very important to have someone behind you who shouts for you, who try to evaluate you, try to pick it up you if you are in danger, or help you to going up with the momentum, which is really, really important. We remember, we are Rovello Power, but still, the teams are next to each other. The cities are like, 10 minutes car driving, so it's really easy to find a lot of supporter from Caronno as well. But now, as you can see, number 11, what an amazing player!
Amazing. When you're in Caronno's position and you're down by a couple of points, it's very important to have the crowd and the atmosphere behind you, so that you're able to pick it up and say to yourself, like, yeah, we can still win, we can still do this. If you haven't got that crowd behind you supporting you, you're not going to do it. It's an amazing second line pickup that we've just had there, and the ball's flying about. They're making gaps in the defence, but he's left short. Oh, fantastic point. The defence were just sitting slightly too far off the line, and he's managed to get it just in between their knees.
What I think as well is really important to remember that how these two teams arrived this far. Caronno, who was in the group with Valdereux, wasn't get really to the point to think they were going to the semi-final as a first seed. It was more like Valdereux, they're really impressive. They won the first Silver Cup in Turin when it was built, when it was think about Silver Cup. Caronno, who won Silver Cup in Weimar 2 editions after, is a really young player. So you think how they can win with Valderou. In the end, they pull out and they won against them. In the opposite side, Rovello, who are like one of the most important teams in the league right now. In the meantime, a good counter-attack, a great defense.
Two players.
Now we see it's a third pass, so they need to shoot, traveling in the meantime. As I say, Rovello, who are the strongest team, good players, they play like every year, Winners' Cup. Just 2 times they play Silver Cup. In the first edition in Le Havre, they won the Silver Cup, the edition with just 5 teams. And in the opposite side, now they play the second one. They are looking towards to win this one. It's really important to think as well, EWC for
amazing turnaround, amazing. Yeah, it's people picking the balls up and making those smart decisions. If there's no one there, he's gone for it and he's absolutely smashed it in.
Which is really important as well. As you say, the mentality. You need to think. It's not like, okay, I take it and I shoot. You need to think and say, okay, what is going forward me? Your defense ready? Yeah, okay. Pick it up and try to build the game. Try to make something moving around. And what is really important as well is try to, as well, from the bench, try to think, what is the best decision? I need to swap something, I need to change something, I need to ask something different, by the way. And try to keep up the mentality things. As you can see now, number 99, it's catchable. The pass again to number 99, you can do the 0 degree. And was calling the frame.
Frame called. Yeah, definitely. You can't just think about yourself as you've got to think about the team. If I know that everyone wants to play and everyone wants to get that court time, but if it's not what's best for the team, sometimes people have got to sub themselves off. An unlucky dropped ball there, point. They just had the ball, but they're kind of bounced between a few players and it dropped in. It's disappointing when that happens. But are they going to be able to come back with a shot here? Oh, it's a fantastic slip shot. It's just gone on the inside of the leg of the left shooter.
As just for let you know, number 11 he played on the left side, so it was
it's not even the side that he's supposed to shoot. That makes it all the more impressive. That makes it all the more impressive.
Another idea. You play Winner Cup with Bury, am I correct?
Yes.
What do you think is the level differences from Silver Cup and Winner Cup?
Well, I was playing with 2 different teams. The level difference between Winners' Cup and Silver Cup, as far as some countries go, is not too dissimilar. But as far as the kind of the attitude and the ethos and everything around it is exactly the same. But there are just some things in Winners' Cup where you see and you're just absolutely astounded, absolutely amazed. But I would say that the level at both tournaments is phenomenally high. There's no one here who doesn't deserve to be here. There's no one here who is kind of just an okay team. Everyone here is an absolutely amazing Tchoukball team, and they definitely deserve to be here. And the fact that we are able to have a Winners' Cup and a Silver Cup means that more people get to play this, more people get to come to a European competition. Whereas if we only had a Winners' Cup, these people wouldn't be here, they wouldn't be able to learn and stuff. So the quality is fantastic, and I think the quality is really great, and it gets higher and higher every year because they have the opportunity to come to Silver Cup and teams are able to develop and then move their way up to Winners' Cup possibly.
What I think as well is how Winners' Cup I saw just online or maybe some clips, and Silver Cup I had the lucky before with Weimar on 2 edition, and afterwards with Caronno last year, when unfortunately Alcaraz wasn't there. It was Litz who was going there. How is really important to how the tournament is. I mean, the skill level is really high, the ceiling is really high, but what I think so, which is really important, is to think as well how as well the ceiling is trying to pick it up. Winner Cup is our highest level, of course, but as well, if you play European competition, you have the possibility to learn and improve a lot. And maybe next year, in the same tournament, after you coming back, you catch up more wins in the domestic tournaments, and maybe you can go to the Winners' Cup, or either in the Silver Cup, and improve your score.
Yeah, definitely. Competitions like this, and competitions like the Geneva Indoors tournament and things like Dominic Fox that we run in the UK, the skill level that you get by facing different people is great. When you're playing against the same teams all year, you're going to learn their shots and they're going to learn yours, and you can almost get stuck in a stalemate. Not quite, but you get to know people, whereas when you come to competitions like this, it challenges your reading abilities as a defender, especially because it's all new shots. You don't know who anyone is or where anything's going. I think we've just had a self-frame call there from Rovello. That's another thing that we've had at this competition, the Fair Play Award, which is amazing to see. Fair play is definitely one of those things in Tchoukball which is really important. Like we said earlier, it's so hard to concentrate on so many things as a referee, so you've got to be able to rely on the players themselves to be able to ref the game fairly and be honest about when they do short or when they do frame. I think this is the first competition I've ever been to that has a Fair Play Award. Do you think that it's encouraged people to be more fair play, or do you think that people were already, and this is just an opportunity to celebrate those people who are really honest on the court?
I think it's really important to remember that we don't have a referee who paid, who are like going their own words. It's not like you need to, you are a referee class and everything. So it's really important, the fair play, and I'll try to make something. I think Tchoukball is like the good sports. I mean, it's really important to remember the fair play is the most important things. We don't see that much, and I think this year was getting this fair play scoreboard, like how much it was fair play. It's really important because now in Italy, a lot of different mental school are coming. Maybe people from basketball, maybe people from soccer, football. Soccer is American way. They don't know how Tchoukball is and how it's working on the fair play. They try to make more their own way. They try to make more like, hey mate, it's my call. My call is better than yours. It's really, really important this, because talk clearly. We don't get money for play. We don't get money for win. We are coming here to improve ourselves, to know each other much more, and have fun as well. It's what I saw from a lot of teams. You guys was really lovely. I saw how you are carry on as well from outside. You cherish for both teams, so you try to make both teams really well aware. And as well, people like at the fair play is really important, because if it wasn't there, you are not going outside and cheer, because you're feeling like, oh, they guys are not really fair play, so I'm not really for them, or more like some different like this. So I think so. This kind of rules is very important. No rules. Attitude, I will say.
Yes, it's definitely an attitude. On court, there's definitely teams that are rivals. There's definitely teams that you want to beat. Maybe you've been beaten by them before, and you want to get that win back. But off the court, everyone here they're all such good friends. Everyone gets along really well, and it's that community, the attitude that people get from the fair play and from the social aspects of the sport that we have. Everyone here is lovely. There's no one who comes and is very much kind of like, we're just here to play Tchoukball, we don't want to socialise. Everyone really gets into it, supports everyone else, and really, like, it doesn't matter who you're supporting, whether you pick a team or not. People just cheer everything. Cheer everything. If you see a good point, you cheer it. You see a good catch, you cheer it. The community that you get playing on court when people who you don't know and you've never spoken to are cheering for your point, and you catch it and someone's cheering your name who you've never met. And it feels fantastic to have that community and have the sense of kind of like everyone is willing you on.
It's really, really important. In the meantime, we can see how the game is going forward. 63-49, Rovello already took the lead, and we can say clearly that Rovello won the Silver Cup. We need to celebrate this because Rovello did a really astonishing run. They won with everybody with a good score gap, and they show everybody how their Tchoukball was, we can say, dominant, and how they play really well. Props to Caronno, who tried really hard till the end, and all the teams, because really, if today we are happy to see Silver Cup, it's thanks to all of you guys, which made a really good run. So thanks to you as well, Sam, for this thing. Thanks to all the teams as well. What you take from the Silver Cup?
The Silver Cup, what do I take from it? Just the experience of playing against different people makes you such a better player. I feel like every time I come back to England after a competition, I catch things more easy and I shoot better, and you just get so much skill development from coming to these international tournaments. And as you were saying, thank you to the people. You've got to say thank you to the organisers. They've done such a good job of putting this all on. It's been a lovely tournament. It's been so well run. And since we've been in Italy, the food has been amazing. The food has been amazing.
I mean, Italy is well known for food and all the things. Thank you very much, Sam, for these good words regarding the organization and everything. I would like as well to thank the organization who made all this possible. The people worked really hard till a long time ago, and how the team as well coming here with the idea of fair play, because sometimes we forget about some teams sometimes forget about fair play and play just for, in the meantime, a good score from
I think that's number 25 there for Rovello. I think maybe that was her first shot of the game and she scored. And the crowd, like we were saying earlier, the crowd, people who don't know her, but they've gone absolutely wild for it. And there's 5 seconds left now, and the crowd are counting down.
And we can hear right now people shouting for the winning of Rovello Sgavisc. What is for you your MVP?
My MVP? I don't know. The defenders have been amazing. There's definitely some shooters that have really stood out and have really been fantastic. But I'm not sure. I always find it so hard because it's the people I feel who are able to make the sacrifice and not take the shots. Maybe when they're in the air and they're able to look at it and say, this isn't the one for me, and switch it. People who are able to make those decisions. Those are the most valuable players for me.
What we can say anyway is we had an astonishing tournament, an astonishing Silver Cup, where we had the possibility to see as well a lot of good games, a lot of good action, and as well a lot of lovely people around the area. So here in the meantime, from Filippo Burresi
and Sam Clark,
we can call the day and thank you to watching this tournament. And we repeat, Rovello Sgavisc won the Silver Cup 2019. As we said, for us is everything. We can see maybe later with some interview. See you in a bit.
Sei già pronto con il microfono?
No. Ok, non ho più voce un cazzo, però va bene.